Hey people of freedom, TehScottscy here, and I'm going to be teaching you today some like little tips and tricks on like making thumbnails and banner arts and stuff. Just basically some little like ways to sort out text and how to make things stand out and make them look a bit more professional and stuff like that. So yeah, so if you want to make a thumbnail, I'm just going to do it as a thumbnail, and you can sort of, if you understand it enough, you can then take it on and help you make a banner or whatever. So basically, I'll just show you guys what to do. For my thumbnails, I do 1280 by 720 here, so width 1280, then the height 720, and then make sure you got these set as pixels, and then make sure you change this from white to transparent. I just find it easier to do it that way, because then is there anything you want to leave transparent, it'll do it. So you get given this canvas, and then basically you just start whatever you want. So depending on like what type of game it is, you'd like to change like the style of it all. So you want to get like a bunch of different fonts, and a good site for that is this website right here, cooltext.com. You can go on, and I don't use any of these like moving ones or the ones that have already got effects on them. The ones I like to use is Skate, Keen, and Fun. Them three are the best ones because they're dead easy to change. Just say let's go on Keen. Then you get to pick like loads of fonts. I don't do this anymore. This is what I did when I first started because it helps you like get an understanding of how to edit text and stuff. And basically you can just search through this to find some cool text. That's the font I use a lot. That's what I class as like my channel's main font. So you can just go through, find whatever you want. I like this font. Let's say I'm doing Grand Theft Auto. Then you can get the font like that, and then on here you can change the colors and stuff. It's really cool, and add a gradient to it so it goes from white to black and all that crap. So basically, I'll show you what I mean now. Like I'll go make a quick thumbnail for just Grand Theft Auto using my font that I like to use and stuff. Basically, or if you don't want to use this website, you can still use it to find fonts. So you go on it. Then you'll be like, right, this is that font, and then underneath where it says font, it says, can we get access details and download? So you can click that, and straight away you just click download, and it'll come up here, but I've already got that. Well, I've got it again now. And then it'll come up on here. So let's do a Grand Theft Auto. So I've already got font still on. Alright, oh, what am I doing? Alright, let's get that back. Make it smaller. Right, now enter. Where's the font gone? Alright, this is going so well. Right, okay, what's happened here? I know what's happened. Right, if you have any errors like this, make sure you open this up and set like some of them to 0. Like this one needs to be at 0. What else is there that needs to be at 0? This one. No, I tried to select all. There we go. Oh no, it doesn't need to be at 0. What's it need to be at? Auto. There we go. I should have just did drop down menu to auto, and then it basically just brings it back up. Sorry about that, but see the way there's gaps between them? You don't want that. It looks, I don't know, it doesn't look professional or doesn't look nice. So what you do is see where I was just on, basically just bring it up and just keep watching the words, and eventually once they're nice and close, there you go. I don't know, it just looks a lot neater and tidier. And I forgot to change my font actually. So see, if you download it, and then once you download it, you click install. Well, you open it in WinRAR, click open it, and then it opens, and you can install it to your computer. And it should come up there, right? Because I used a different font, I need to change that to bigger. Right, next stage is just go and find like a background image. I'll just quickly get one now. So say if I'm doing Grand Theft Auto, let me just go get, I don't know, like a cool background image of whatever. Frick, I should have done 5. Sorry about this, I'll just cut this bit out. Right, okay, I found an image, so basically just copy and paste it straight in. There we go, underneath. See, because some people will just do this and be like, oh, there we go, my thumbnail's done. But no, there's so much more you could do to make it just stand out. And so you go on font, so you click what your text is and click the little FX button down here. I'm on CS6, so I don't know what version you guys are on, but for me it's pretty simple. Always add strokes. Even if it's a little one, I personally like big ones that like sort of connect all the text together so it looks like one section. Yeah, I spelled it right. It makes it all look like one section. And then there's another thing I love to add, which is a drop shadow. Like that. Then make the size up. And lower the opacity a bit. See, it makes it stand out a bit more. That font already looks like tons better. But if you want to go a step further, you can even just go on, you can make a bevel. So it's sort of like looks 3D in a sense. Let me see if I can get it working. There we go. So it looks 3D. I used to use it a lot, but I gave up with it because a slight bevel. See, it looks better than just plain text already. And gradient overlay, which you can just mess about with, make cool colors and stuff. This really works a lot better when all the text in a straight line, unless you do something like that. But I don't really like the custom ones. I mean, I only like making custom ones because it just makes it personal, if you know what I mean. Because my channel's all green colors mainly, so if you do, you can do like dark green there, then this one can be like light green. That didn't really work. Alright, so make it darker, and then customize it over here with the opacity and scale. So opacity up, scale up. See, it looks better. You can even do it like that. It just looks nice and different now. But you can have a mess about with that, see what you can come out with and stuff like that. And also another little thing I like to add is an outer glow. Not all the time, just for certain things. It just makes it stand out because it makes it stand out from the background, other than because obviously the stroke does that, but it also brings it out even more by adding just like a little variation around the text other than just the background. So it makes their eyes draw away from the background and towards the text, and tells them the title of the video. See, you can add like a slight green. Let's make it really bright and then lower the opacity. See, and now it's like the green sort of symbolize. It adds like the symbolization and the variation from other people's text. So because my channel is based around green, if I had a green overlay, I mean a green outer glow, it sort of hints towards it being my video a bit more than just having the plain text there. What am I doing there? Oh, well, I can sit there. And stuff like that. So yeah, there's that, and then basically an easy way to do all of that again, but for, like, say if you want to do like a number, you can just easily just duplicate the layer, drag it down here, see, and then double click the T there, and then say if I'm doing episode 1, give me number 1, and then click OK, and there you go, got the exact same font style, same preferences, and there you go. But if you want to maybe like make a new one with different font, actually let me make that bigger, that looks terrible. Make that bigger, like that. I've put the stroke on way too high on both of them. But anyway, say if like you want to make that again, but like with a different font or whatever, you can just say, let's get the text out again, type something like funny moments. Oh, my exclamation marks keep doing that, and I have no idea how to fix it. Screw it, let's get rid of it. Okay, it's not going to do it. There we go. And then basically you can just, like, say if I want a different text. I really like this text, Bada Boom. Bada Boom's a really cool one. I've seen a lot of people using it, and I just like the look of it. I'll put that there. And then what you can do is see where my original one is, right click it, copy layer style, go back to that one, and paste layer style, and instantly it's back up. And then you can just change the outer glow to, like, I don't know, blue or something, just to make it stand out from the title. And then let me lower that a bit, it's actually really big outer glow there, like that. And then see, there's a lot of variation, it's very eye-catching, things are different. And I know, say if you want, let me go get a picture of like Michael from GTA. Can't type today because someone's asked me how to use the pen tool a bit easier, and because like this is the bit everyone dreads, so it's like cutting people out and put them onto thumbnails or whatever. So say here's Michael, right? Let's just hide every other layer. Right, here's Michael. Let me zoom out a bit. Actually, can I get rid of this? Why is this here? It's never been here. There we go. So we got Michael here. Basically, one of the easiest ways, Magic Wand tool, click outside of it. But as you can see, it can sometimes get things inside, just because I've got contingency on. And then just delete. And there you go. But if the edges look rough and there's bits here, and the way I think to fix that is to put a stroke on it temporarily, make it massive. Then you can get the rubber. Get the rubber tool and just rub it out. There, and all this rough bits, and then see how his shoulder's done that, like it's got bits on the edge and stuff. The way I like to fix that is get the pen tool, click it like just on his shoulder, and then click the point here, and then you can drag the thing out so that it matches the curvature of his shoulder, and then click, 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 and then reconnect it, and then up here click selection, okay, and delete. And then he's got a nice curved clean shoulder now for that. That's pretty much how to use, that's like the easiest way to use the pen tool. is just to take it, go away, right, it's just to click on this, on the body, curve it, take a little step, curve it some more, take a little step, curve, that's some terrible friggin' examples right there. Right, but at the moment this is like simple. This isn't the way I necessarily do it. The way I do it is, it's a lot more time consuming, but I like the result from it. So I'll teach you guys the way I do it in a second. Then just click all the way around, click there, and don't, oh frick. I forgot to select it, that's so annoying. But anyway, yeah, that's basically what you do to cut it out in with the pen tool, and that's the way I do it with the pen tool. If anybody has any other ideas, there's loads of ways to do like this cutting out thing. The way I normally do cutting out is different. Let me just quickly step back a lot until the background comes back. It's gonna take a while. Okay, I think yeah, it's not going back anymore. I'll just do it down here on this body part. Alright, let's get rid of the stroke, turn that off for a second. And then basically the way I do it is I get a rubber. A lot of the time, I just turn the stroke, make it disappear. It's basically rub out around them, as like all the way around like this, so there's just a thin, so there's like a thin border around them of the background. Like this, like that. Then basically going on to here, getting the rubber, keeping the rubber, but lowering the hardness to about 70 something. Then when you rub out, it sort of like has a sort of feathered like quality to the edges, so that it's not a bold like a bold cutout, if you can say, if you want to say that. So basically if you have the hardness on full and then do what I just did, it just, I don't know, it's sort of, it's a lot more uncontrollable. I had the wrong freaking brush on, that's probably why it didn't work as well as normally, but yeah, it sort of like keeps the edge of the body still there, but you just gotta go until you get rid of all the black border. With like faces, it's the same, you just gotta go until like the edge of the skin's just coming up, tiny bit coming off, because if you don't do that, their skin's gonna stay, it sort of has like the colour from around them. So it's sort of, this is just sort of like, so the skin on their edges will blend with whatever the background is, sort of, in a way, because it's making the transparency on the edge of the skin a little bit lower than what the actual like body is, so that the edges sort of merge with the background slightly to make it look more realistic and stuff. But yeah, but if you ever want to do it with the pen tool like I shown before, and then you get all these, oh, alright Michael, all the edges up here like that, basically just get the blur tool. This is like just really simple. Get the blur tool and just go ham on it, because then it sort of like roughs, it sort of smoothens out the pixels as well as makes it merge with the background. Normally this wouldn't work if I had a background on, because I haven't merged layers. So say, right, I've done that, okay, let me go step back. The way I normally would do it is get these two together, merge them, then when I zoom in I can blur the edges, because it blurs both pictures then, so that they match. And when, let's do that about halfway through, and then when you zoom out, see how much better that, let me zoom in a little bit more, how much better that bit there looks to this bit. We'll just do a bit more. I've got the brush on a bit strong, but see, and then he looks a little bit neater now. Then I've still got something selected there, I don't know what I've done there. And then do it here, there. But yeah, that's how I do some of my cutting out and stuff like that. It just makes it, oh god, I've merged them, haven't I? Forgot about that. So it makes it a bit neater. Let's just delete that, get the text back. So it could just be like that. Obviously I haven't finished cutting them out yet, but stuff like that. I mean, the text is one of the most important things on the thumbnail, as well as like sort of trying to add a funny like face, whereas like I don't really do myself in thumbnails as like that much. I do occasionally, but lately I've sort of avoided it and just tried to add funny things that are relevant to the video, as well as stuff like that. Let me see if I've got actually any thumbnails I can show you as an example of like what I've just done, but what I've actually applied to my own content. So let me just quickly get a picture up. I'll be back in a second. Let's do that one. So yeah, there's one of my like thumbnails now. As you can see, I've done what I've said there. I've got Five Nights at Freddy's in a nice font, and then but a big black stroke around it, and then also a purple outer glow, so it matches. Oh, I've got fraps open for some reason, so that the text is relevant to the picture itself. And originally this picture looked really dull and boring. Let me try and find it dead quick. 5 minutes. Basically, it was just, it looked cool and it looked alright. I've got one that looks similar to it now. Basically, here it is. It was like that. So it looked like that, and then, but it just looked plain and boring. So what I did was I inserted Photoshop, got it open, and thought, right, that doesn't look scary enough or like eye-catching as it could be. So if you go on to image adjustments and curves for horror, it's really good to lower this end but bring up this end, and see, it's sort of already made everything else darker but all the bright bits brighter, because that's what this curves tool is. It also, you can also mess about with it to make things even more brutal and harsh. So basically, so say if it looks like, say if you want, not like that. Let me just restart that. Let me do that again. Not exposure. I'm terrible at this. Probably the worst video I've ever made. Alright, let's bring that down and bring them up. A bit too much down there. So if to the left, alright, let me bring this to the middle so you can see it easier. To the left here, oh, drop my phone. Here is the like darkness, the darkness of the image, and then this is the lighter bits. And basically, if you want it darker, you drag the left part of it down. If you want the light bits darker, you drop the right bits down. That's sort of the way I figured it out. So if you want the dark bits darker, you bring the left part of it up. If you want the dark bits darker, you bring it down, and vice versa for the light. So light higher and so on. So there's that, like that. And then I never get finished once I'm editing. I just go off and on a tangent and start like making these thumbnails go like insane. So I love messing with brightness and contrast, because now look, I max the brightness, which I don't normally do, and I'd max the contrast to like darkest, and it makes it already stand out so much different. Because look at that, from that to that. You know what I mean? If you saw one like that, you'd be like, okay, that's Five Nights at Freddy's. If you saw one like that, it's like, what's that person done? What's the difference? But let me just quickly take off that, and then you just go through and try and find a nice balance that isn't too overexposed and isn't too like dark like that. So you just get it in, and there you go. And one nice little thing I like to do is sometimes I add filters just to make it stand out, or the one a lot of people use is oil paint. So if you got like a blurry image or like a low quality image, go and put the oil paint filter on it, because it makes things look smoother. Like sometimes you can overdo it and make things look weird, but if you just do a little bit, just a tiny bit, like, or you can see in the corner here, I'll zoom in a bit, way too much of that. Alright, already look at this, look at the chicken's face, or whatever, chick or whatever it is, and if you just bring the stylation up, already smoothens out all the like distortion around them, just a little bit, not too much, and I'd stop like there. So that when we click OK, things just look a little bit smoother. This isn't really a good example on this picture, but yeah, basically, yeah. So make sure you remember, like, when you got text, make sure it's big on the screen, not in the way of anybody. Personally, I would not rotate text. I wouldn't have text looking like that. I don't know, it just looks cheesy. It doesn't look professional at all, in my opinion. That's just me. Don't know what you guys might like it or whatever, but personally I don't like it rotated. Funny moments, not funny moments, like side text should be away from the main text unless you have it centered. So say if this is in the middle, you bring that up into the middle with it, so it's like that. But anyway, yeah, let's just recap what I was saying about. So when you get text, make it big enough to read, big enough in people's faces so that they notice it while they're scrolling through the feed or go into your channel, they'll notice it. Big strokes, so it makes it stand out from the background, because if you just have the text without all this, it sort of can get stuck in the background. Even just a simple stroke stands out instantly. Or even if you don't want a stroke, just an outer glow, but make sure it's a strong outer glow, so it's not too big though. So sort of just like that, and then you could even have it black. Sometimes that looks better. That actually looks really cool like that. So you can have it like that, and then also drop shadow, because drop shadows like make it look like it's above the picture, so it's more towards the viewer in a way, so it brings their attention to it and stuff like that. It's all about bringing the attention of the viewer to channel and your video, and this video in particular, if you know what I mean. And also when cutting out, make sure you curve the edges with a pen tool if you have to, because it makes them look neater, because it adds a natural curve without like you having to do it with your hand, and it might look messy with your hand and stuff like that, because I'm not a professional with my mouse on Photoshop. I like using one, but I'm not a professional. And then when you're doing like straight edges, you can use the polygonal lasso, because you can just straight line like that. Or when you click, hold shift, and then see, I'm going left and around, and it's still keeping it a straight line. So that's another cool trick. And oh yeah, that's another one, I completely forgot to tell you guys that. Let me just quickly close this. When resizing anything in Photoshop, just anything in general, always hold shift. I can never stress that enough for some people, because I've taught a lot of people how to use Photoshop in the past. Because if you don't hold shift, if you grab it from the corner, you can resize it any shape you want. So it could go dead stretched, it could go like too skinny, and people could do it like that, and that does not look right. So if you let me get it back to normal. Go back to normal. Alright, once it's back to normal, basically if you hold shift, it maintains the aspect ratio. So if no matter how you drag it, it will always stay the same proportions. Like, I don't know how many along and up, it'll always stay the right size and stuff like that. So I hope I haven't mumbled on too much or went on and on about the same thing too many times, because I've always wanted to make this for a while. So yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget, I was gonna say my outro, but this is just like an information video. So yeah, anyway guys, I'll see you people of freedom later.